Coming up on Columbus Connections, we are talking about the I Am Enough Teen Summit. If you have a teenage daughter, you'll want to stay tuned. Hello and welcome to Columbus Connections. I am your host, David Britt, and this episode we are talking to teenage young women. Yes, young women face so many challenges today, and there is a young Columbus entrepreneur who is hosting a teen summit to help meet those challenges, to help them feel more empowered to be able to step into the future, and that is Dana Richardson. She is my guest today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Now tell us about the I Am Enough Teen Summit.
Well, the I Am Enough Teen Summit is going to be held right here in Columbus on Saturday, July the 29th. And it's just a summit for local teenage girls, middle school and high school age, to just be poured into in a positive way and to come against the media and society's standard of beauty and self-worth and self-esteem. And it just kind of tears down all of the things that we see that are so common present day, and just give them a different perspective on how to see themselves, love themselves the way God loves them, and how to interact with one another.
Right. Now, you're a Columbus resident, a Columbus native. You grew up here. Why is it so important for you, and what sparked your interest in creating this summit?
Well, I was a teenage mother, and I've always had thoughts of giving back, and I thought that it would only be concentrated to teenage moms, but I am a local hairstylist, so I see young ladies and women of all ages, and quite naturally I hear a lot of things from behind the chair, and then I also have a daughter. So once you see what's out there, the things that young ladies are dealing with, you just kind of want to help. You kind of want to give them something that's going to help them be on the right path. So that's kind of where it started from for my own personal journey.
Gotcha. And this is going to be on July 29th.
Yes.
What can people expect when they come to the summit?
When they come to the summit, it's going to be a more intimate setting because I want the young ladies to feel comfortable. They do have to be accompanied by either a parent, a mentor, just a trusted woman in their lives. Yeah. And we're just going to pour into them. There will be panel discussions about anti-bullying, self-care, social media representation, hygiene, personal and feminine hygiene. Yeah. All of those things will be poured into them with the panel discussion. We'll also have interactive activities, and there's going to be a catered lunch. So they're going to come, they're going to be able to just be loose, be free, be themselves, but walk away differently than they came in.
Wow. So it's going to be something to bond, to connect, feeding them and feeding them.
Yes, yeah. Feeding their bellies and feeding their souls. I like that. Yes, absolutely.
Amazing. Where is it going to be located?
It's going to be at the Microtel Inn North, which is on exit 12 in Columbus, Georgia, in their Callaway meeting room. It'll be from 12:30 p.m. until 4 p.m. that day.
Awesome. Now, you're the keynote speaker, but you also have some guest panelists as well. What else can they expect?
Well, with these guest panelists, I wanted a variety of ladies. So one of the ladies is an educator, and she's been in education for a few decades, well, a couple of decades now. So she's coming from the perspective of knowing that day-to-day interaction with them in school. And because we are doing the anti-bullying portion, I wanted to include her because social media is so big now. We didn't have that when we were younger. So she can see that day to day, 5 days a week. So she's coming from that perspective. I also have a young lady in her early 20s. So I didn't want a teenager necessarily, but someone who had just stepped outside of that, that age range. And then the other woman, she also works with youth and she works with young ladies as well.
Yeah. So for that young lady, that mother, that grandmother, that aunt that's watching, that knows the challenges that these young women face today and is looking for a good event, something that can outreach, that they can have fun and enjoy, but also leave with a positive word. This is where they need to be.
Yes, this is absolutely where they need to be. And this is a starting point. I have a movement called the I'm a Rich Girl movement, which is a spinoff of my business here in Columbus, D Rich Styles. And it basically says that we love ourselves and our beauty comes from the inside out. And with everything being so outwardly focused, this helps them to know that it comes from the inside out. So for that mom, that aunt, aunt, that grandmother, like you said, this is the perfect place if she wants her young lady in her life to have self-love, self-esteem, and self-empowerment from a different perspective than what's being put out there.
Right. Now, how can they get tickets?
They can get tickets by going to my website, www.drichenterprise.com. There is an upcoming events section, and when they click on that tab, it will redirect them to the ticket purchasing site.
Gotcha. So again, that is July 29th?
Yes.
At the Callaway Hall in Microtel North Inns and Suites in Columbus, Georgia?
Yes, and that is on exit 12 Fontaine Court.
Right. And tell us again what they can expect and why they should come.
They should come if they want to be empowered. They should come even if they're struggling already with low self-esteem or poor self-image and they need a lift. Yeah. That is why they should come. They should absolutely be there. And we have a lot of loving ladies, a lot of volunteers, a lot of businesses who have poured into this event. And so they will be coming and receive with great expectation.
Right. And that's another thing. The community is really behind you. You've gotten a lot of support, a lot of corporate sponsors. So this is a community thing where everybody wants to pour into our young women.
Yes, and I'd like to thank just a couple of those sponsors, if it's okay.
Oh, absolutely.
We have the Woodman Group. We have Dr. Harris. She has an apothecary. I always get the name wrong, so I'm just going to say her apothecary store here in Columbus. Design Essentials, which is one of the product lines, and a few more. So I really do thank them. And also some personal donors as well.
Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely. And where can people go if they want to get more information?
If they want to get more information, they can go to that same website. My phone number is actually listed on that website, and I can be contacted directly.
Gotcha. So again, the I Am Enough Teen Summit, July 29th, is going to be an awesome event where you'll be fed physically and spiritually and have some fun doing it. Thanks for watching. This is Columbus Connections.